With all due respect, and I am compelled to disagree without being disagreeable. It was mentioned that certain funds are not included in this submission, when in fact, both are in fact here. On page 31, as mentioned earlier, the unprogrammed funds are already listed quite adequately, and the special purpose fund that were supposedly not here are quite clearly denominated in page 29 as special purpose funds. So ang tanging kulang lamang ay yung mahiwagang DPWH. Yes. Yun lang. Maraming salamat sa dalawang chair natin. At maliwanagan lang sana ang minorya. Pagkat wala po akong nakikitang budget ng DPWH at kung talagang transparency ang habol natin, bakit wala rito ang pinagmulan ng pagpopoot at kawalang kampiyansa ng taong bayan sa atin? Dapat mag-umpisa ang usapin dito sa Public Works. Pero wala sa anumang papel, sa 9-page summary, o dito man sa binigay sa atin kahapon lamang na reconciliation of disagreeing provisions. Bakit po walang budget yung DPWH?
Ang schedule po ng DPWH ay bukas po.
Paano natin malalaman at maihahambing ang iba't ibang mga department kung may kulang? At bakit DPWH lang ang nawawala sa talakayan?
Actually, may mga ibang mga items po ho na bukas po itatalakay, katulad po ng mga special purpose funds, unprogrammed appropriations. So tomorrow po ay
po nandito.
Tomorrow po ang tomorrow ho yung pag-uusapan.
Pero narito na. Andito naman yung unprogrammed at hinanap ko talaga. Arito naman yung unprogrammed. Dito sa page 31 ng page 32 na kumpleto. Kaya pinagtatakahan ko bakit yung DPWH wala po. At kung tatalakayin bukas, maaari bang ibigay sa amin ng mas maaga pagkat yung committee report, kung maalala ko, ay mahigit kumulang 1,000 at 500 pahina.
Noted po. We'll provide Her Honor the documents ahead of time.
Kailan kaya matatapos yung DPWH budget? Kasi yun talaga ang inaasahan ng taong bayan.
Assured po na ipro-provide po sa Her Honor at sa lahat po ng conferees, hindi lang po sa Senate but also sa House of Representatives po.
I would like to acknowledge on the part of the House, Representative Rufus Rodriguez for a manifestation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chair Win Gatchalian of the Senate and all the distinguished senators who are here and my distinguished colleagues. Really, as stated by the chairman, Article 6, the Legislative Department, under Section 24, really gives the original exclusive jurisdiction on budgets, on appropriations to the House. But of course, the Senate has also the power to propose and concur with amendments. And doing our duty, as what the Chair, Mika, has said, the 255.5 billion of flood control and budget of the DPWH, in the first instance, was distributed by the House of Representatives to first 90 billion to health, 56 billion to education, and 53 billion to agriculture. Practically 211 billion of the 255.5. So that is to follow the presidential directive that we have to focus, as stated by former Congressman of Senator Erwin here, Tulfo, that education, health, and also agriculture will be given priority. So therefore, we have taken the lead and we are very happy that the Senate has likewise studied the budget and has also made proposals to further enhance our support for education, health, and agriculture. Thank you very much, Madam Chair and Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, both chairs, please. Yes, with all due respect, and I am compelled to disagree without being disagreeable. It was mentioned that certain funds are not included in this submission, when in fact, both are in fact here. On page 31, as mentioned earlier, the unprogrammed funds are already listed quite adequately, and the special purpose fund that were supposedly not here are quite clearly denominated in page 29 as special purpose funds. So ang tanging kulang lamang ay yung mahiwagang DPWH. Yun lang po.
Bukas po, hindi ho lahat ng mga items ho dito matatapos ho natin. Hopefully ho matapos, but from our estimate, baka hindi ho matapos. So bukas ho natin i-deliberate yung ibang mga agencies. Kasama po special purpose funds, kasama na rin po yung mga ibang mga ahensya.
Yes, maraming salamat po. Sana bigyan kami ng konting panahon para mabasa ng maigi at mapag-aralan yung lalo na yung DPWH. Maraming salamat po.
Alright, maraming salamat po. Any more conferees who want to make an opening statement? Meron pa hong mga...
Maybe I should. I wasn't going to. I just wanted to greet all our colleagues in the House of Representatives, both the first termers and those that I've worked with for a very long time. And I was once in your house. We understand and appreciate and recognize the concerns of the district representatives. We are one with you in serving our people in the grassroots. At the same time, we are grateful to the House of Representatives for allocating correctly the more than 250 billion from DPWH flood control to projects which will benefit the people much better, stressing on the importance of education and health. I take note that the House allocated at least 60 billion for education. You will be happy to note that the Senate, through our very hard-working and education-focused chair, even increased it to more than 85 billion. And this would be, I believe, in the history of our country. Even when I chaired the Finance Committee for 2 administrations for 5 years with 3 chairs of the House of Representatives, never happened before. For that, we're really grateful to the chair. Aside from that, we are grateful to the House as well for indicating in the HGAB the 60 billion bayad utang which rightfully belongs to PhilHealth. We also take note that in the NEP, there's a 53 billion from the sin tax allocation for PhilHealth. However, let me please put it on record that the 53 billion is an incomplete NEP proposal. Kulang po ng 16 billion per the computation made by the Senate. I appeal to the Bicam to put what is rightfully belonging to health. Attorney Rufus Rodriguez, my lawyer from 20 plus years ago, would agree kung ano po ang batas ay dapat sundin. It is not a matter of unfunded law. That is for the universal health care to take care of. We are talking about the sin tax allocation, which for several years were not funded according to the allocation. Magbibigay ng konti, hindi ipupuno. There is something terribly wrong here. Let me just put on record, Mr. Chair, that there is a 236.91 billion funds missing, which should go to public health, and that's to PhilHealth. And this would include the multi-year earmarking of the sin tax, which were not funded, including the NEP of 53 billion. We also take note that the 2025 GAA did not have the sin tax allocation, which miraculously disappeared in the GAA. We, both houses of Congress, owe that to the Filipino people. Having said that, I will discuss this further when the Health Department is brought on the floor. But let me state our appreciation for restoring in the HGAB the bayad utang when the DOF took out the PhilHealth 60 billion and returned it. Let me just state also later when we discuss the PhilHealth and the health budget that it was returned in the HGAB and Congress was the one that enumerated the possible utilization of the funds. Let the legal luminaries and let my lawyer, Attorney Rufus Rodriguez, think about it, whether this is really in compliance with the Supreme Court decision, because the Supreme Court says, in my understanding, that it should be returned to the Treasury. It was taken from the excess funds of PhilHealth. It was not taken with enumeration of the utilization of the funds. I put that on the table. I will leave it to the body to decide. Thank you, Mr. Chair.